FA Cup. What? So that was a bit tense, wasn't it, guys?
It was. Second half, City settled down. Certainly the second half settled down a lot more, got more control. But I have to take my hat off to Arsenal, because it just shows you that I think they're getting closer in how they played. They had a bit of confidence. But Pep makes a move, makes a change, makes an adjustment. And it's just the marginal gains, little marginal gains. Walker just getting on that right-hand side, winning this balls in the air, a little bit more forward. Brilliant second half.
We spoke so much before the game about the managers, and like Shaun just touched on, Brownie, it was a Pep masterclass.
We said at half-time, didn't we? How do you question Pep Guardiola? That's what he does. They spot different trends, and it's the team. Pep obviously leads it, but there's support behind it, I keep saying. And those changes were obviously Kevin De Bruyne taking him out into a wider area, Alvarez contributing, hitting the post, coming on. Wonderful finish that we'll talk about as well. But I think the energy, the control of the performance was much better, and it sort of stunned Arsenal with those couple of changes that they made as well. And obviously they were trying to be set up, keep the 1v1 where they thought City might exploit by making the change. Obviously one forced change for them, but a great second half performance against a good Arsenal side who are growing in confidence, and I think that'll give City a big lift, don't you?
Well, and look, the best managers and the best players sort things out down there on the pitch. People say it's in the changing room before the game at half-time. You've got to work it out yourself. And I know people say how well Arsenal have done, and they've done great. I thought we were comfortable tonight. I thought the first 20 minutes they pressed us, had a couple of chances. I thought after that they didn't really cause us a lot of problems. And I think the players within themselves going out in the second half, yes, Pep's made a couple of little tactical tweaks, but they've then took it upon themselves to go and do that, and I thought the second half was so much better, and we were the better team, we won.
The atmosphere here is absolutely electric, by the way. We can hear behind us, and it means a lot to the City fans, of course. Let's talk about the goal real quick, Paul. A very unlikely goal scorer, but what a finish. You'd be proud of that, right, gents?
It was, yeah, fantastic from Alvarez. He's dropped into a little pocket. Arsenal didn't know whether to go in there with him or leave him his turns, and every time you see this kid, he wants to shoot, he wants to score. He's had a great strikes, come off the base of the post, and then Jack Grealish has done fantastic, not just to react, but to great feet, sucked it to the Arsenal defenders in and slipped it into very cleverly to Nathan Ake, and what a finish. I think Andy said in commentary, if Kevin De Bruyne had just passed it into the net, we would be saying that there was some
I don't think he had any choice with his right foot.
And with his right foot.
He had no choice to hit it hard, so he had to sort of just guide it like the putter.
The old careful
Take
swinger.
It out,
it was,
careful, and place it, wasn't it? But brilliant finish.
And he was outstanding.
He was, yeah.
It shows you it's not about power, innit? He comes in on his right foot and he's just thinking, let me just put something on target, and he's done the right thing. He's going far post. If the keeper gets anything on it, it probably leaves it there for a rebound. So Nathan Ake, I mean, he's been, we may get into it, but he was absolutely brilliant in how he's played, keeping Saka quiet, but also a good finish.
I mean, when it's on your bad foot and you've got time to think about it, it can go anywhere.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it's came to him quite quickly, and he's got no option or no time to do anything else than just do what he's done. Whereas if you've got time to think about it, it can go anywhere at times.
Yeah. I think he's shown, well, if you didn't already know after how well he's done this season, how reliable he is, Brownie. I mean, sensational defensively. He gave Saka absolutely nothing. I think Ali Man said that he won the battle completely.
Real strong opponent, and psychologically now, how does that go? Obviously for the next few weeks, and the return, the game, obviously that we've been waiting for the Premier League. So, good performance, strong. He's obviously getting more consistent. He's to contribute with a goal as a defender. For me, you get a lot of credit, clean sheets, etc. But he gets a load of sort of plaudits now, doesn't he, for actually scoring that goal. Everybody's saying a man of the match performance. Imagine how he's feeling now, because he's obviously joined City to play a big part, but you don't always feel that Nathan Ake was going to be your starting player, especially if you'd have said he's going to be at left back. I think it's a great story again.
Defensively, it was fantastic today as well. Saka's one of the best players in the Premier League, and as we've seen, on form as well, one of the best players. And
do you think it suits him though, Paul, because of that? That shift slightly, that he can come inside a little bit more comfortable than actually being a little bit wider? I know later on when you've got something to fight for, but do you think having that sort of three set up in build-up, he gets in better position?
I think because he's left back, with his national team, he plays in a back three on the left-hand side, so it's not strange for him to be stuck out there. Yeah. He's used to it, and I just think with Saka tonight,
that's more suits to that three then, doesn't it?
With Saka tonight, Saka's not going to run him behind a lot. and he's a quick player with the ball at his feet. And every time he was on top of him. He was on top of him. He was pushing him back and pushing him back.
He can shift it late, can't he?
There was only once in the first half, I think, down there where Saka did face him up. But he didn't panic. He just held his ground, and got in at the right time. And he's been magnificent.
I've got some absolutely sensational Nathan Ake stats here as well. 100% tackle success, 91% passing accuracy, 6 possessions wins, 5 duels won, 3 tackles made, 0 fouls as well. That was pretty much the perfect performance, Shaun.
Well, it is. I mean, you're talking about 0 fouls.
I would expect more fouls. I wouldn't be happy with 0 fouls.
This is why he's got man of the match. I'm sitting there thinking he's man of the match. He's been absolutely
and a goal.
Brilliant.
And a goal as well, Brown. We can't miss that.
Yeah, I mean, I just think he had the all-round game, and his stats sort of speak to it as well.
Yeah, brilliant. It's a great performance. Long may it continue. Hopefully, he keeps improving as well. You know, that's the other thing in that sort of position. Can he get forward as well a little bit more? Something that's the next progression for a left back or somebody in that position. So, yeah.
How does this game set the tone for the next encounters we've got? Obviously, we play Arsenal very soon. I mean, this is massive for the City locker room, surely.
Well, this is what we was talking about earlier. For me, the psychology is now with City because City's won. No one now goes away and say, well, Arsenal didn't start with one or two of their main players. They just say City won the game. So City have the psychology of, okay, yeah, they maybe didn't start with 1 or 2 players, but we've got the beating of. So when that game comes around, they know, City think, yeah, we've got to be at it, we've got to be right, and we go on and win again.
It's good no replay as well, because you look at City's setup now, I feel like they will get stronger not having the midweek games so much, because it would have been sort of continuous what we've seen. So actually Spurs, good test, and then I'll just keep looking forward to that.
I don't think tonight's game will have any bearing on that whatsoever. I look at obviously the changes Arsenal made, 6 changes, there'll be 6 changes.
So a bigger test then?
There could be 6 changes to our team by the time that game comes around as well. So I think we'll just be happy to be in the next round. But when it comes to that league game, I don't think that'll have anything to do with it tonight.
Well, one thing it will have to do with is the draw for the next round, which takes place on Monday. So City fans, make sure you keep your eyes out. We've beaten Chelsea, we've beaten Arsenal. I mean, it's a great start to the competition, and they'll be confident, won't they, Brownie?
Nobody wants to play City. That's the thing. When you've just seen that cup run that you've just mentioned, the teams that they've beaten in cup competition.
And Liverpool in the Carabao.
Liverpool. So there's just nobody wants to play. That's the point. So I don't think City have anything to fear, whatever game it is, and that's expected now, isn't it? That's just the norm here. That's where you've got to, and it's just about obviously strong squad, a bit of luck in the cup. That's the other thing as well is. You can give a goal away, you just can't recover. Something happens again when you empty those spaces. But some great confidence. Looking forward to the draw. Is it home or away? Hopefully it's a nice home game. So, yeah, good.
Let's take a look at our next league game. We play Tottenham. Tottenham away, always a bit of a sticky one. Remember, you guys can watch Natalie Pike here with Jolie and Lescott and Steph Horton. They'll have the team news from 3:25 on Sunday. Tottenham away, Shaun, always a little bit of a sticky one for City fans, especially. Our record is very suspect.
Yes, it is. Harry Kane, we know he's gonna drop deep. We know how great his passing is from deep. We also know how lethal he is if he gets the opportunity. We've played him enough times. I think Pep will look and have a plan for Harry Kane and Son, but another tough one. But I think confidence from this game, because they threw something at us tonight, and I think that, again, going into the Tottenham game, what we'll just play, the team is top of the table who's really trying to push us. So I think we're looking forward to it.
Spurs are trying to strengthen as well. When you see players are coming in the door, I think that's going to continue wherever they possibly can. So you might be coming up a slightly different Spurs side. You see how dangerous they are here. They can score goals. Not a great record, as you've mentioned, but another fascinating game. I think the stadium as well, sensational. Yeah. It doesn't get any better if any of the supporters have not been. That is like unbelievable stadium. What a place to play football.
We're going into the game with a lot of confidence. We'll just beat them. We blew them away the second half of the week there. Then obviously beat Wolves. We've won here tonight. So we're getting a lot of confidence against a Spurs team that are very up and down at the minute.
Paul, we haven't scored at the new stadium yet, which is an interesting stat. Does that matter for a forward player, or is it a record you want to break and we want to be the first one?
Erling Haaland played at the new stadium yet, so I'm pretty sure we'll score.
I'm hoping we will. I mean, we did really well to come back against Spurs, and psychologically that's massive for us, Brown.
Yeah, we talked about changes, didn't we? Thinking, is Pep going to do that? He stuck with it. Great turnaround performance, and we talked also about the psychology factor of playing Arsenal. Well, Spurs are looking and going, we had it, then we've been blown away. How do we approach it? Do we actually go a little bit braver? Conte questioned about obviously starting games conceding. Well, this occasion, it went the other way around. So, again, who can work that out? But wonderful stadium. I think it's a great game now. And I think psychologically, City can go straight into it, not fear Spurs. Yes, they've had some good results against us lately, but they won't want that game, this Spurs side, I'm telling you.
I really like the confidence from you today, Brownie. I mean, you said it was going to be 4-1, but we take the 1-0 anyway.
Listen, I was ambitious.
You were ambitious. But it does seem like, you know, we've had a little bit of a blip in the season, but it seems like the confidence is fine. Defensively, we were excellent today, and it just seemed like a great tactical performance, Shaun, today.
Yes, it was. And what I'm really pleased is, again, it's a clean sheet. You know, the boys are going out, worked hard, and there were questions that were asked. You know, there were periods where they were pressing us and they were amongst us, really pushing us. And I like the fact that we've come off this game and we're stood up to that. And I think, you know, Tottenham will look at that and think, wow, you know, City's come off a clean sheet. They will, you know, Arsenal's asked questions, but City's dealt with it. So they know they're going to have to be at their best to try to get anything from that game.
It's going to be an interesting one. I look forward to it, Will. Tottenham's always a sticky one, but we're confident in the studio. I hope you guys are. Now, some of our other teams are in action. Tomorrow morning, our under-18s are playing against Blackburn in the Premier League under-18. That is a 11 a.m. kickoff. The women's team are playing Sheffield United in the Women's FA Cup. That's at 1 o'clock. And then the EDS on Monday are playing Crystal Palace in the Premier League 2, and that's an away game at 1. And you can watch every single one of those games on City Plus and recast, so make sure you check them out. Hopefully we can have a clean sweep this weekend. I mean, from us, it's been a sensational game today with a great result into the next. You can't ask for any more. So, everybody, thank you for joining us, Paul.
Quickly, can we just, as producer Daryl, all right, tonight?
Yeah, we are actually wondering about Daryl. I normally have him in my ear, but he's left the building apparently.
Let's check in on him, make sure he's okay.
For the viewers, Daryl's an Arsenal fan, and yeah, he's been very silent. But hey,
he hasn't been silent. He's literally been saying how Arsenal are going to come.
He's silent now. He's not been silent leading up to the game. He's silent now.
He's gone quiet.
I'm sure we're all looking for you, Daryl. Anyway, remember, everybody who's watching the show, feel free to tweet in. We're looking for Daryl. We are on the search for Daryl. From everybody in the Matchday live studio, thank you so much for watching us. We're going to leave you with a trailer for the Riyad Mahrez documentary, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. So enjoy. Thank you.
Ah oui, quand tu viens de là où je viens, d'où je viens, Sarcelles, tu te retrouves à gagner la première ligue. C'était mon destin.
Every time he took the ball, something special could happen.
Whether he's going right, whether he's going left.
Mon père, il a joué en amateur. J'ai eu un déclic et je me suis dit que faut vraiment que je le fasse pour lui.
It was very cold in Scotland in January. It's probably not for everybody how cold it can get.
Le but en fait pour Riyad, c'était vraiment lui donner sa chance.
Riyad caught our eye.
Riyad Mahrez! Where is this going?
Je fais personne. Il a personne.
Il faut y croire. Quand on a les qualités et sérieux, tout est possible.